What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Conversation Station. This episode, we're going to be talking about and reviewing the two episodes of Skeleton Crew that are out. It's a new show by Star Wars. It's really been enjoyable. So far, two episodes in. I'm pretty sure two more episodes have either already dropped or should drop today. So definitely going to be, looking forward to those, and I'll do another review at the end of the entire season, just to kind of, say where we're at and how we're still feeling about the show. But so far, first two episodes are extremely positive. I've enjoyed every second of it so far. I like how, obviously the CGI just looks great. I mean, more so every time we get into like a brand new show, you really get to see, just how far it's come, and it just looks so good. From the robots to the characters to the blending of CGI with practical effects of like the alien heads and stuff like that. It's just really cool. It's really cool to see this new part of the Star Wars world, at least for me. I don't know anything about the Skeleton Crew. I don't know if there's like backstory or lore that like other people know of, but I personally don't know anything about it. So yeah, it's just an interesting thing to jump into and be introduced to all these characters, and the actors, the children do a great job. I don't think I've seen any of them in anything else. If I have, I just can't remember it. But yeah, as far as them, the first time seeing all three of them, it's they did a really good job. It's been a really enjoyable show. They did a good job being convincing as far as just how they're doing the acting and stuff like that. And they're great characters. They're fun. They're have a fun back and forth. It's it goes from just kids being kids to this kind of grand adventure that they all have to seems to have each other's back on. Within just the first two episodes, goes it's a pretty fast climb. It just goes from the kid thinks it's a Jedi temple to all of a sudden they're actually inside it, looking at it, and trying to see what it is. Only to find out it's a spaceship. And another good question is like, how long has that spaceship been down there? They obviously make it come out of the ground and fly and take off. And the dad obviously is freaking out, understandably. If your kid just got essentially stolen by a spaceship, I think you'd be a little freaked out too. But yeah, the show looks interesting. So many good, crazy angles. It was cool to see Jaleel White as a character in there. Just a quick one. Jude Law is in there as well. And just to see him in that second episode float that key and have the little Jedi music was really cool. It was pretty exciting. Anytime we're dealing with Jedi's in Star Wars, it's awesome. So and just to see him float that key and have everything happen the way it did, it was pretty cool. I can't wait to see what they do next. I can't wait to see how much further they go, and who they introduce and who they get to who gets to play in that sandbox. And I think that's always a big question too, is like who's gonna which actor is gonna be on as somebody. You never really know. And Star Wars has that. They've already had a few other people on there as well. I think the most surprising was like Bill Burr being on The Mandalorian. That was pretty surprising. So you never really know who's going to end up in the show. So it's definitely something to look out for, guest stars and things like that. But as far as the story goes, it seems very interesting. I mean, the kids are essentially from what everybody thinks is a made-up world, a treasure island, if you will. And the kid's trying to pay with the money that he has, and everybody's freaking out because apparently that type of money is rare. So that's pretty interesting. It's going to be interesting to find out why, and why why this planet is so cut off from everybody else. And now I see why the dad was so freaked out about the kid going past the barrier. If they are really part of this lost planet or this treasure planet, then I understand why the father was freaking out, obviously. Because if anybody finds out where he's from, it's going to be really bad. And obviously, you see that going into the end of the second episode. So to see why this planet is so just detached from everybody else and why people think it's a myth is definitely going to be an interesting one to find out. Nick Frost is also in it. I haven't seen him in the first two episodes, so I'm guessing it's going to be somewhere down the line. But he's another actor that's going to be interesting to look out for in that show, and just another one of those things where somebody you might know or like might pop up in the show. So that's kind of cool. But ultimately, I think the story of them just getting home could lead to all kinds of crazy things. I mean, just them being on the ship and how they became now essentially the girl Fern is now captain of the ship. So to see how that's going to work out, it's definitely going to be interesting. That the robot is extremely feisty and it's a pirate's robot. So to see how that character gets displayed is going to be awesome. Just having him have that little fight scene was pretty cool. And having the little gerbil thing pop out of his eye was pretty pretty crazy. So just little stuff like that makes it really fun, and to see all the little creatures and things like that just makes you want to see more of that Star Wars universe. Every time they go exploring and just look around, and you almost want to look around a little more just because you never know what you might see. That world just continues to be interesting, and give us new stuff and stuff we have seen referenced but not so much looked at. So it's cool. You never know what you might see, and it's always interesting to see what type of Star Wars stuff they really drop in there. And so I have high hopes for this show. I think it's going to do really well. I know Star Wars last show didn't do too amazing, but I think this one has the potential to do some real good and be a really interesting and enjoyable show. If you watched for this long, I really do appreciate it. If you take any time to watch any of my videos, I appreciate it, and I hope to see you again.